Tiny Towns is a 45-minute game for 1 to 6 players where you are the mayor of a small forest town of woodland creatures living in peace, free from predators. Construct the best town using whatever resources are thrown your way to earn the most points and win. In Tiny Towns, each player owns a town represented by a 4x4 grid. Each round, players earn a resource, determined by whoever is acting as the master builder in that round. Each square can hold a resource or a building. Once a player has made an arrangement of resources to construct a building, they can do so. Buildings earn points in different ways, and the player with the most points wins. Each round in the game consists of 4 steps. First, the master builder names a type of resource: wood, wheat, brick, glass, or stone. Next, all players must take a cube of this resource and place it in an empty square on their town grid. Do this simultaneously. Next, players may construct any buildings for which they have the matching resources in the correct shape. This is also done simultaneously. Be sure you declare to the group what you are building. Lastly, once all players have finished placing resources and constructing the buildings, the Master Builder hammer is passed to the left and a new round begins. The new Master Builder should always make sure all players are ready before naming the next resource. After a resource has been placed, players have until the next resource is named to construct any buildings. Players can agree before the game begins to play by the optional cavern rule. When a resource is named using this rule, you can optionally place it next to your town instead of playing it in your town. You can only do this twice, and the resources don't count as being in your town. And you can't choose to place them in later, so use this ability wisely. Resources may never be moved to a different square after being placed. Resources can only be removed by constructing a building. Only one resource or building may occupy a square, unless otherwise stated by a card. When resources are removed from the board, they go back to the general supply. Aside from the cottage, there are 4 different building cards for each type of building in the communal supply. You play using a set of 7 cards for the duration of a game of Tiny Towns. These can be chosen randomly, but the game suggests this particular set when you start out. Each player also picks one of 2 special monument buildings that they're secretly dealt at the start of the game that only they can create. The building card tells you what the building is called, what type of building it is, the resource building pattern, and the building's ability and scoring rules. Your resources in town must follow a card's building pattern to construct that building. The resources can be rotated or even mirrored as long as the configuration of resources stays the same. To construct a building, remove the correct resources in the correct shape from your board and place them back in the general supply. Take the matching wooden building from the supply and place it in one of the squares that was occupied by the removed resources. A resource can only be used to construct one building, since the resources are used up whenever you build anything. Buildings don't have to be constructed as soon as the proper resources are in place. Players can wait as many rounds as they want before constructing, and can even construct multiple buildings in one round. Buildings are never moved to another space after they're built. Remember that you must place the resource cube in your town before removing cubes to construct buildings. Cottages are special buildings that must be fed to earn points, indicated by this grain symbol. The red buildings feed cottages in various ways. You can build cottages and red buildings in whatever order you like, but at the end of the game, cottages score 0 points if they're unfed, and 3 if they are fed. Some monuments need to be fed as well. When all the squares in your town are full and you can't or choose not to construct any buildings, your town is complete. You're now out of the game, and the Master Builder hammer will pass by you on future turns. If it's not possible for you to build anything, but you have spaces to place the resources, you can still be the Master Builder and call for resources. When one player remains, that person is the Master Builder until their town is complete. When everyone's town is complete, the game is over. Tiles that just have a resource on them are emptied to the supply. Each empty square is worth a penalty of -1 point. Players add their points from buildings and subtract any penalties to calculate their final score. The player with the most points wins. In the case of a tie, the tied player who had the fewest turns as master builder wins. If there's still a tie, the player with the fewest empty squares wins. If there's still a tie, the player with the most cottages wins. If there's still a tie, the tied players share the victory. Here are some additional game rules to be aware of. Resource cubes and buildings are unlimited. If you run out of anything, pick a marker of some kind to replace it. Always leave cottages on the board at the end of the game, whether fed or not. Some buildings, such as wells, still score points from unfed cottages. When a card says adjacent, it means up, down, left, and right, not diagonally. It's possible to have a negative score. Red buildings never score any points on their own. The rulebook outlines two other ways to play, Town Hall and Solo, both of which make use of the resource cards. You don't need these cards for the standard rules. Each building card has a rules clarification in the rulebook. To start a game of Tiny Towns, give each player a board. Leave the resource cards in the box, unless you're playing one of the variants. Decide which building cards to use and leave the rest in the box. Place the resource cubes and buildings in a general supply area. Shuffle the monument cards and deal 2 to each player, which they keep secret. Players pick one of the 2 monuments to keep, returning the other to the box face down. Give each player 1 wooden monument and pick a random player to start, giving them the Master Builder Hammer. We're Games Explained, and that's how to play Tiny Towns.